Welcome back. The Gallo Show, SuperTalk, Mississippi. Friday morning, Dave Hughes here, and we are joined now by Jenifer Branning. You have a lot of different titles, don't you?
I do. Good morning. Thank you for having me, Dave.
Oh, most definitely. Now, you are a candidate for the Mississippi Supreme Court to be a justice. Now, you have a runoff that you're in, right?
That's correct. The runoff is November the 26th, which is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
And I think it bears repeating that date because that's Thanksgiving week. It's a holiday week. A lot of people are not going to be thinking about going to the polls, more than likely.
That's correct. So we're encouraging people, if they qualify to vote absentee, go ahead and do that. Under statute, that begins tomorrow morning, that's Saturday from 8 to 12 in the circuit clerk's office, and will extend through the following Saturday. So there's certainly an opportunity for everyone to vote. Everyone should get out and vote in this very important runoff election.
Now, let me ask you the question, if you will. This is the one you have to be able to answer when you're running for any office. Why are you the best candidate for the job?
Well, several reasons, okay? First of all, I'm the only candidate in the race that has both legislative and legal experience. I'm a wife and a mother, and I began serving in the Mississippi Senate over a decade ago simply to make Mississippi the best place it can be to live, work, and raise a family. And so I'm carrying that passion forward with me and certainly hope to serve the people on the Mississippi Supreme Court for those reasons. And it's very important. The Supreme Court plays a vital role in the state government. They decide cases that affect the homes, the lives, and the pocketbooks of all Mississippians. So it is certainly important that we get this one right. This is for an 8-year term, which is the longest term of any elected office, local, state, or federal, that we vote on.
And I mentioned right at the beginning your long list of titles as a senator. Let me see if I've got this right, okay? You are, and feel free to correct me if I mess this up somewhere, you are the vice chair of the Government Structure Committee.
Yes, correct.
In the Senate, and you're the chair of the Highways and Transportation Committee, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Hey, I got it right. It's a good day. Which means you have a finger in a lot of different pies in the Senate, don't you?
Absolutely, I do, and I'm thankful that the Lieutenant Governor trusted me with one of the largest committees in the Mississippi Senate. We've done some great work over the last several years. The last 2 legislative sessions combined, we've put over $1 billion of additional state money into the transportation infrastructure, because we know that if our state's going to move forward, we've got to have a vital transportation infrastructure system. So we've been working hard to make those improvements where necessary.
What made you decide to run for Supreme Court Justice? With all of this that you've had going on in the Senate, what made you decide to take a run at this kind of change in your trajectory?
Because Mississippians need and deserve Supreme Court justices that are constitutionally conservative in nature. And by that, I mean justices that simply follow the law. They do not add to or take away. And as a boy mom, I like to tell people justice that will call balls and strikes from the bench. And that's what I'm running to do for the people of Mississippi.
Oh, don't get me started on having a ball, kid. We could talk the rest of the day about that. It does bring a different perspective to things, though, when you're raising kids and you're going through all of those things. It gives you a different outlook on things, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And, I'm truly working for the future of Mississippi because I first got involved in public service almost a decade ago. And one of the reasons I did is I began to get tired of seeing our young people leave the state for lack of opportunity. That's what really piqued my interest in running for the Mississippi Senate. And so I've loved public service. You have to love it to do it. It's a very hard job, but very, very rewarding to see that we're making changes for the betterment of our state. But the Supreme Court is such a vital role in our state's government. We've got to pay attention to it. We get really involved and excited about our governor's race, our lieutenant governor's race, the races that are more tangible in nature. But the Supreme Court is important. We've got to make sure that we are electing judges that will simply follow the law. We've seen what happens in our nation when we have judges that don't do that. It's chaotic. And so we don't want that in Mississippi, and that is why I'm running.
Do you think it's a fair statement that you talking about the Supreme Court not being as tangible? It's very tangible, but no one really notices the Supreme Court or pays attention to them until some enormous case comes along. But it's more than just the big headline cases that the Supreme Court deals with, right?
It is. And when I say tangible in nature, I'm saying pushing policy. That is the job of the legislature. And, you mentioned my qualifications earlier. I think that's one big qualification that stands out. I've been a legislator for almost a decade now. I know what that means, and that does not belong in the Mississippi Supreme Court. And so that's important. That's key in this race.
Have you been knocking on doors?
Absolutely. Let me tell you just a minute about our ground game. You not only see me on TV, on media, everywhere. We are going door to door, business to business. I like to look people in the eye and ask them for their vote. I have thoroughly enjoyed that about this campaign, getting to know Mississippians across the Central District, hearing their concerns, knowing what their desires are for the Mississippi Supreme Court, and people are really catching on to the idea and are appreciating the fact that I'm running to bring a new generation of constitutional conservative leadership to the Mississippi Supreme Court. I'm very excited about the opportunity.
Well, and you mentioned that the fact that you are a senator, a young mother, it's an 8-year term. This is a big thing to get because you're going to be there for a while.
It's a big thing. And you think about all of the cases that would come before the court in an 8-year term of office. It certainly sets the trajectory of many, many things in our state. So it is important that we get involved in this election. Despite the fact that the holidays are upon us, we've got to finish this. So I just encourage everyone, please go vote. Please go vote absentee if you'll be traveling. Take someone with you. It's important for the future of our state.
Well, to me, the governor, the legislature, you guys in the Senate, the House members, are basically the gas in the car that is Mississippi. The Supreme Court does the servicing. They do the oil changes. They make sure the brake pads are in good shape and take care of those details that make it operate the way it should instead of what we're just kind of dealing with sometimes. You think that's a fair assessment?
I think the role of the court is to simply follow the law just like it is written, not adding to, not taking away, with no, end result in mind. If there is an end result that's not desirable, then it would be incumbent upon the legislature to make a change in the law.
And that, of course, is one big difference between your current position and a Supreme Court justice. Supreme Court justice is, in a lot of ways, a very reactive position. You have to wait for something to come to you, right?
That's correct. That is, and I'm glad that you said that. Certainly, it depends on the posture and what is presented as to what actions the court can take. That's absolutely correct.
So it's a completely different angle on things, but it's one that is critically important for the state of Mississippi. We've got just a couple of minutes left here. I want to give you an opening here, give you an opportunity to make your pitch right now, completely and totally. Pretend you just knocked on my door. Make your pitch to the citizens of Mississippi.
Well, thank you for the opportunity again to be here. I've enjoyed being with you today. The Mississippi Supreme Court plays such a vital role in our state government. The cases that come up before the court, they affect the homes, the lives, and the pocketbooks of all Mississippians. So it is critically important that we are electing justices that simply follow the law. Don't add to, they don't take away. That's what I'm running to do for the people of Mississippi, and I am confident I've got the experience, the energy, and the work ethic to do a very good job for the people of Mississippi on the Mississippi Supreme Court. So I'm here asking for everyone's vote and support on November the 26th.
And again, that is Thanksgiving week. So keep that in mind. It's a week from Tuesday, right?
That's right.
So you've got plenty of time to do absentee voting if you'd like to weigh in on this race or anything else that may be on the ballot near you. Not a lot of other runoffs, really, around the state. We got a couple, but not a huge amount. Another thing that might make it slip beneath the radar for some people. So that's why we're having everybody in, is to make sure this is on everyone's radar and they remember to go do it. Jenifer, I do thank you for being here today. I wish you pleasant travels going around from door to door, because I think you're going to have a busy week and a half between now and Election Day, aren't you?
We will. We're working hard to see everyone we can and to get our message out. So thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
Most definitely. And we will talk to you again very soon in one capacity or another. As a senator, you're welcome in here anytime as well.
Thank you. I will come back soon.
Okay. I'm going to hold you to that. Keep that in mind. Senator Jenifer Branning, candidate for the Mississippi Supreme Court. 1 week from Tuesday. Election Day is the 26th of November. Make your plans to cast your ballot as always, because it is very important that you weigh in on every race that you have the chance to weigh in on. We continue on the Gallo Show on this Friday morning. Right after this, keep it here.